Welcome back. Welcome to another review from the Critics Collective. I am the Dad Panther Variety streamer, content creator, master of none, and today we're going to talk about Skeleton Crew. Yeah, Skeleton Crew. It's in the Star Wars universe. It's on Disney Plus. It came out last year, 2024, and I got a chance to see it with some time off, kicking in the new year, and I thought I would let you know how I felt about it. Now, before we get into that, we're on the road to 500 subscribers, and what does that mean? That means if you've been here before, thanks for coming back. If you've already subscribed, make sure those notifications are on. And if you are new, we would love to have you be a part of the family, part of the team. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button as we have a lot of content from all over the place. Go ahead and check that out at your leisure. Now, when you're checking us out, maybe you're doing it behind closed doors, right? Maybe your significant other is in the other room and we're not going to say anything. It's our little secret and we're glad to have you here. Now, for this one, I can't help feeling like was this was the Goonies. This was the Goonies in space. This was Star Wars version of the Goonies, and I ain't mad at it. The Goonies, the movie The Goonies. If you haven't watched it, come on now. Come on. If you haven't watched The Goonies, put in the comments you haven't watched The Goonies. I will do a review or get the team to do a review on The Goonies, and we'll make sure you watch this movie. All right? Like The Fire Within or The Fire Inside. Check out that review that we did. So for this one, my first impressions, I don't like to watch trailers. There's some trailers I would watch, and those trailers would be Star Wars, Marvel does a good job. There are some of them where they don't give you a false story. They don't give you the story, and they don't show you everything they got, right? And sometimes they'll literally give you a decoy, making you believe something, even if it's not even real scenes ever used in the movie. I'm talking to you, Marvel, about the Hulk. You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, so for this one, I happened to watch it, and I was like, this is the Goonies in space. I'm fucking sold. So my first impression was it wasn't high because Star Wars has not been hitting on all marks. Okay. Now, but it was higher than some of the other shows because Andor that I watched, I enjoyed that. But then Obi-Wan, I enjoyed it for a certain reason, but I still felt like it missed the mark. And Rogue One, I really enjoyed. But then Mando, I enjoyed only the first two seasons, and then it kind of turned to do something else. So, like Star Wars, and don't get me started on the new movies, though I enjoy them for what they are, it's just not the same. You got the prequels, hey, say what you will, fine wine, it ages. And then the original, don't say anything negative about the original, okay? So, when I sat and watched this, and when I do the review with this, I want to tell you, come in here with a fresh mind. If you're an OG Star Wars fan, this is not for you. It's going to piss you off like some of the other Disney projects. If you're someone who just can't just enjoy the universe and what it's here for, just our enjoyment to use our imagination and go on an adventure, this isn't for you. Some of this isn't canon. There's some blue milk, there's some Easter eggs and things like that. They're in there. Again, spoiler free for this episode, but just go in there and enjoy it for what it is. Now, IMDB says 4 kids make a mysterious discovery on their home planet that leads them to get lost in a strange and dangerous galaxy. That is correct. Very correct. Now, I'll go into the highs and lows for this, right? So if we start at the bottom, go at the lower lows, it's not Andor, okay? Meaning that the it's not shot as rich, let alone is the story as rich, okay? And respectfully so. They're 2 separate audiences, and I understand that. I just want to let you know it's just not that. But it is some of the best Star Wars stuff that has come out. Accolades didn't really get me, but this is one of the better ones in recent memory. Now, another thing is it's a story for kids, okay? Take that for what you want. Percy Jackson, check the review we have on that one. Though I enjoyed it, can't wait for the second season. It's they, for some reason, with kids stuff, they give you either really mature things for kids, or they give you in a way where it's dumbed down, where the kid is like, "Mom or Dad, do you think I'm dumb?" Like, and so this one isn't all the way there, but it's not all. It's better than Percy, but still, it's a kid story. And I think they could have done a little better with that because there is no real cause and effect. There's no consequence for these kids' decisions. And it's unfortunate because even if you look at Goonies, even if you look at Stand By Me, certain stuff, there's consequences regardless of the genre of the movies that are significant somewhat. And there's not enough in this to keep you into it. Another negative part, take it for what you want, is it's not a video game. And that's a flaw, in my opinion. This should have been a video game. Now, Ubisoft is figuring out what they're doing with their shareholders. That's a different conversation. They put out a video game called Star Wars Outlaws that took you on a different story with a different character in a galaxy far, far away. Now, this one could have been Ubisoft. I don't know how you didn't get this one. This could have been a game. This 100% could have been a game where you get to pick these characters or create your own characters and make your own skeleton crew. How did you miss it? If you have any questions on video games and stuff, give me a call. We could talk about Division 3. I'm just saying. Now let's go into the highs. The highs that I have this is Goonies in space. This is Stranger Things in space. Respectfully, does it hit the mark like the two I just mentioned? No. Is it a part of pop culture in those generations? No. But for what it is, that's enjoyable to me because I've always loved action, adventure, space, Star Wars, sci-fi, and you put that in there with the idea of being a kid just going on an adventure. You know, I'm an 80s baby, so 80 babies. I can't speak. I need some Sour Patch Kids. Point blank, I was told to go outside and play until the street lights came on. The adventures we had as a kid was something, unfortunately, that the kids in the future will never know. I can guarantee that. All right. So it looks better than Obi-Wan. Take it for what you want. Obi-Wan just didn't look as good in the Star Wars universe like this one did. I thought it looked really good. The lead, I'm not going to say the lead's name because it may spoil something, but you'll see the lead and you're like, wow, that person's here carried this show. And that's was a great job, the acting and just what that person was doing. Now, Jaleel White is in this. That's not a spoiler. I just want to let you know, Jaleel White is in this. Steve Urkel from Family Matters, which I still watch with my daughter who's 6. But it was an interesting role to see him in. Let me know in the comments how you felt about him in that role. The kids, I like the kids. I thought they were all likable. I thought they did a great job acting. I thought it was an interesting look on something that can be added, meaning you can get another season or 2 out of this, just like you could with Percy Jackson. I thought the kids had a better rounding of their character versus Percy that did not have it. I understand this is for younger generation, younger kids, and I thought it was awesome. It's awesome to the point that my daughter, who is 6, came in the room. She normally closed her eyes because the rule on the Panthers Den is I could be watching some stuff. You know, it could be rated R, whatever the case is. And so she knows, like, just double check. And I said, no, it's good. You can see. And she's watching it and she wasn't scared. And it was a pretty, decent scene there. And she said, what is this? I'm like, oh, it's some kids, they're in space. And then she saw a droid and she was like, is this Star Wars? I'm like, yeah, it's in Star Wars. And you got to start them young. I got her watching wrestling and Star Wars and Mario. So she's in good hands, trust me. So she sat down and she watched 2 episodes and she enjoyed it. I let her know what the characters were. Then the characters had certain types that they were, the typical, but she enjoyed them. She thought the elephant character was the cutest thing ever. Didn't like his hair, but so the last 3 episodes I ended up watching again because my daughter wanted to watch it. The next few days, she was like, are we going to watch the Star Wars movie show? The one with the kids. And so this is who it's for. And I thought it was awesome. I thought it was great. I thought it was great to the point that we don't want to wait anymore. We want to go ahead and rate this thing. Let's go ahead and rate it. Now, the ratings for Skeleton Crew, just like anything else, it goes from 0 to 5 or 5 to 0, however you look at it. You can check the descriptions to break down what these ratings are. Go ahead and put in here your ratings for this and any other thing that you can think of. We appreciate some of you guys for telling us what you would rate certain movies. Sometimes you agree, sometimes you disagree, and we love that. That's the thing about film, art, television, news, and all this stuff, that we can have those conversations, and we can also conversate that we are on the road to 500 subscribers. All right, so we need you to hit the subscribe button, notifications on, tell a friend, and just be here. We need you here. We're a brand new channel, and when I say we need you, okay? Because those other channels, right? Okay, they had their time. Okay, their time's up here. Our time down here. This is our time. This is our time. If you know what movie that's from, put it in the comments. I mean, I'm laying it out there for you. All right. So the rating for Skeleton Crew, I'm gonna give it a 3. I want to give it a 4 because it felt good. It felt good to watch my daughter, who's 6, watch this and enjoy it, and literally not want her tablet or nothing like that. But there are still some flaws in it, and it just doesn't capture that magic that the older Star Wars did, or that the Goonies or Stand By Me and some of the other ones that had to do with, deal with children, and it just didn't capture that. And that's fine. That is, like I said, not everyone can sit and watch stuff like Star Wars where it has a big universe, no pun intended, and you still come in with a blank slate to just enjoy it. Some people come in with their own ideas based off of past projects. And I didn't. I literally, like I said, I'll watch it if it's Star Wars. I don't care if it's canon or not. I just love the universe that was created and what creators do with it. So I'm going to say this is a 3. I can't wait for a season 2. I hope we get an opportunity for a season 2. We see a lot of projects that don't get picked up again. Accolades, if I'm saying it correctly, that had 1 season. It's done, though. The fighting scenes in that series was, well, it's just, it is what it is. Now, what it is that you could have been anywhere else in the world and you chose to be here. And I greatly appreciate that. Until next time, kalika-lika-lao.